Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU, and welcome back to my Endless Space 2 Vodyani playthrough / tutorial part 2, in fact. Now, this part is being recorded before the first part went live. Right now, I'm still in the process of uploading the first part, and I started uploading it a few hours ago. So, just mentioning it, how long it takes for me to upload videos, it's really a hassle. But either way, the point of that is, if you had any comments or constructive criticism for the previous part, I was not able to read it out yet because in my timeline the video isn't out yet. So if you have any comments, don't worry, I didn't ignore them, I just didn't have a chance to see them yet. With that out of the way, let us proceed with the game itself. Our hero leveled up. I don't think there's much to do with him at all, except for the fact that, well, I can give him extra industry production, which is by all means marvelous. I can proceed with moving my ships along, and I see I'm nearing the Kravis territory. Lovely! We'll have some juicy encounters, I'm sure, which might sound strange, but not for very long. I can researching. Wait a second, I'm researching hyper PACs, but wasn't there somebody who already discovered an academy? No, never mind. Okay, I'm mixing the playthroughs up. I'm sorry, I'm also playing offline. Aside from this, I'm also playing offline right now because this game doesn't have online mode. What I mean is I also play off camera and I mixed up some playthroughs with each other. I'm sorry, never mind. So we're still researching the academy because nobody has discovered the academy yet. By the point, whenever some player, any player, discovers the academy, then all the players will start gaining new heroes. If you want to start gaining new heroes before that time, you need the hyper PACs, and to be more specific, you need the academy embassy. Plus, for us, it's also useful to have National Museum because for whatever reason, our people are absolutely, they're ecstatic, really. So I don't really know why, but they are. So I'm not gonna, complain about that in the slightest. Now there is also something else I should do and probably forgot to do at the end of the last video, or maybe it was short for time. It is to redesign our ships. Now, so as far as the ships are concerned, when we go to the standard attack ship for the Vodyani, I tend to not use it for very long. I usually get rid of it somewhere, like this design, somewhere in the middle of the second era, where I rely on other designs instead, and I'll talk about that later. But for the time being, in early game, I like this ship, it's pretty good, but I do like me some lasers. I believe, if I remember correctly, I did talk a lot about lasers to an extensive length when designing my arc ship. I really hope I did, I'm not just making things up. I really like to have lasers. What happened to my voice? That was strange. For a second it sounded completely different. Actually, I wish I could change my voice on a whim like that. That actually sounded really different. I wonder how it's gonna sound like on the video. But anyway, we don't need any engines. We have fast travelers one anyway, so the ship is gonna be decently fast on its own, and we have the technology that makes it even faster. Putting on engine on would just give us. It would make this ship cost too much. We want this ship to be cheap, affordable, and good for what it does. And in order to make it good for what it does, it also needs to have a lot of armor and a lot of weapons that have somewhat high range. Why? Because the Kravis are probably gonna spam kinetics in the early game, and they have pretty effing powerful ships and big fleets as well, so we need to make sure that we can snipe them before they get close to us. Of course, an alternative method would be to rely on plasma beams entirely and stay in the close encounter with the Kravers and just rely on the fact that and just hope that we get to the Kravers before the kinetics can do enough damage to us in the medium range. In fact, I never tried this tactic before, I'll be entirely honest with you. I'm kinda tempted to try it out now. The one problem I have is that these side guns, they tend to not fire because their firing arcs are often quite low. They don't have a very good firing arc. So that's why I don't usually use those guns for my ships. But when fighting against the Kravis in early game, it's a tempting thing to test out. I don't know. Usually I would put the lasers on the ship, and I know that by putting the lasers, you'll get good results. But I'll try something new. Why not? And we'll see how well that works for us. Now, this ship, we don't need to make any changes in theory. In practice, what I tend to do is I tend to give him the draw essence modules. Yes, I know it makes it a lot more expensive of a ship, but we're only gonna have like one of those ships per each of our fleets, and in the early game we might not even make any of those. We'll just rely on our standard ships to deal the damage. because those ships are supposed to protect us from the incoming missiles. So, like I said, we will need a lot of them. In the middle game, things will change. We'll use quite a lot of racks and we'll use bigger ships instead of relying on the gouge spam or gouge rack combo. But for the time being, we're probably gonna focus on gouges instead, and we're gonna use leechers for drawing essence. Also, I have not talked about the essence drawing yet. I know, I am aware. I will talk about it at some point, trust me. And the point is drawing near, I hope. Anyway, let's end the turn and start the election. We just have one type of governmental support, unfortunately, but so it is. So it is. We don't have much to do at this point in time because not a government type has been locked yet. Trust me, it's gonna change rather quickly. Now, turn ended. Let's discover an enemy. Ooh, first of all, we discovered. For a second, it looked like we discovered the cell phones. Strange. I swear I saw a cell phone somewhere, but maybe it's just my imagination. Anyway, we discovered Husk. So this is the Cravers homeworld. They only have a single pupa ship on their homeworld. So they do want to expand somewhere, but I'm not gonna let them expand to Kratz in their way. I mean, I would be happy if they tried, for reasons that I'll explain right now, in fact, because what I can do is, first of all, show you my Senate screen. As you can see, I start with Righteous Fury unlocked, which allows me to be, if I can show it to you, aggressive against enemies, I mean other people that I'm in Cold War with, which in this case means the Cravers. So I can attack them, that's the first thing I can do, or, hold a second, there are more ships. Oh, there it is. I was wondering where the fleet is. There it is, it's in port, it's in hangar. Alright, it's gonna kill my Leecher probably, but I still want to showcase this to you. So, what the Leecher can do is, because I have the essence drawing modules installed on this ship, it can draw essence. And as you can see, you can only do this to factions that you're at war with, or in my case, because I have this special law enacted, Righteous Fury, that everybody who has the religious party in the lead has automatically enacted. It allows me to be aggressive, use this ability on factions that I'm at Cold War with as well. There we go, I said it. Good. I had some real difficulties with this sentence for some reason. Now, essence is absolutely essential. I needed sunglasses for that. But still, essence is essential for the Vodyani because it allows us to grow faster and to make new motherships. If we have a look at our system, you notice that we have something called Holy Proliferation. It allows us to instantly, well, within a single turn, create an extra population on any of our motherships, which is pretty good. The cost is increased for every point of population that we already have. At its lowest, it's 250 essence, now it's 500, so you get the idea. Still, it's a way to increase the population, but more importantly, it allows us to create a new arc. So, for the first one, you just need 500, and a new arc always costs what is the maximum for your essence bank. So it will take us some time to get to it. You can also get essence faster if you want to resent from all the dust income and just turn it into essence, which is a possibility that I'm not gonna use, thank you very much. I have too many things to do in the system for the time being. But still, getting a new arc is pretty important. It would, in our case, allow us to utilize two of those systems at once. Right now, I'm getting close to a point where I'll be ready to move into Kratz, but for the time being, there's still no need to do that. Essence is absolutely essential though, like I mentioned, because you do need to have more than just one mothership, otherwise you're just gonna be a petty minor empire for all intensive purposes, because, you know, no matter how good our arc ship is, it's still, you know, just one ship. We need more. We need way more. I mean, not way more. I would say that everything between 3 to 5 on a galaxy like this, actually on a galaxy this small, 3 motherships is plenty. You could even win a game like this with just 2, to be honest. But you probably should have more. Anyway, in our home system, I'm gonna start... I don't really need influence, so I'm gonna go for Academy first, in order to get my new heroes as quickly as possible. Getting this Academy won't instantly give us access to new heroes, it will simply allow us to start making progress on unlocking a new hero. That's all there is to it. Unfortunately, it also boosts the religious... Religious... Political party, thank you game, that's how it's called. And I say unfortunately because I really want this party to have as little support as possible, because instead I want to give support to a murderous party. And how will I do that? Well, there's a simple way to do it. It's something like that. Obviously I'm not gonna make all of those ships, that's quite an overkill. For the time being, let's just queue up 4 of them. And I'll have them made in 3 turns. In fact, I could have them made in just 2 turns, but I already explained what I think about this state of affairs, although... No, yeah, let's just have them made in 3 turns. I don't need to have them made... Where did this gouge go? I don't need to have them made ASAP. I'm not necessarily in a hurry per se. The enemy is not ready to attack me just now. I don't have really anybody else to attack. And yeah, there's simply that. I can still wait. And getting a new hero is more important. I need to have some kind of flotilla leader. So, preferably another guardian. Anyway, let's go ahead and check out the ocean planet we have over here. See what we can find. What kind of bounty we can find. Extra Hyperium loot, that's always nice. And even more Hyperium loot. And, oh, that's a good quest. Dust to Dust. In the end, it will force you to have a fight, but it's a pretty easy fight to win. And the rewards you get alongside the quest are pretty decent. In this instance, we just need to get over there. Right. I'm gonna move my ship right away because it's a good quest, like I mentioned. It will spawn a hostile fleet over there, but I'll be able to kill it with ease. Let's just put it this way. Anyway, as for the research, what is the next research I want? I actually don't have Xenobotany yet. I thought that I do because I always grab it, but right now I don't. Well, let's think about it for a second. Do I want to move my mothership into Krat system just yet? I don't, because Krat system, let's see, what does it have for me? Terran and a tropical. And right now I have tropical and a Terran, so that's exactly the same, but I have a large and a medium plant, so that's actually the same for us as well, because we use motherships, so we still have free population on both of these. So there isn't much of a difference on either of those plants, so I'm just gonna stay where I am, because there's no reason to move. And of course I could start gathering titanium and Hyperium, but I'm gonna get a lot of both through my quests, so that I'm not in a hurry to get those either. I'm instead gonna research better engines, and better dust, and also allow myself to buy things out with dust, because I'm gonna have a lot of dust as things move along. So this will be 2 technologies, so I'll get to 8, and then I'll have 2 technologies left to research in Era 1, so those will be Xenology and Plasma Metallurgy. In fact, Xenology does allow me to increase my industry output quite decently, but my industry output is good enough for me right now as it is. I'm not necessarily in a rush to increase it even further. I'd rather give my ship some extra movement speed. Although why, really? Why would I care more about my ship's movement speed? I don't know. That's just a silly idea. Let's have it as the last thing I want. Probably because, subconsciously, I want to go into war as quickly as possible, but there's no need to rush into war just yet. So let's not do anything of the sort. Let's end the turn. And drink some water. Where did I... There it is. Alright, give me a second. I do, however, want to make as many ships as possible because, for one, they are excellent protection against the cravers. For 2, they'll prepare me for war. And the third point is actually kind of important. It's that each ship I make increases the military's party support, and I need this party to be represented before the war starts if possible. So for that reason, I could also make Imperious bunkers, but I'd rather make some more gouges. In fact, I could also start making some leeches, but that can wait for the time being. Let's end the movement for all my ships. My ship is leeching quite nicely. It's not very fast at what it does, at its job, but it's doing its job. And there are some pirates heading in to fight my ship. Now, they'll definitely fight my ship, and I'll be forced to run away, which will be most annoying, but I still... You know what? Yeah, I have to run away. There isn't much else I can do, so let's go ahead and explore some more of the Craver territory and see what there is that I can find. I found Bliggly and some Craver ships, a scavenger. Alright, let's not go into where the pirates are, but I already know that there is another way to get into Craver's territory from over there, and let's keep exploring for the time being with my leecher. Now, extra movement speed would actually be useful for me, true, but I still would rather have my Empire just be a little bit better. So let's end the 10. Nice and easy. Come on, finish faster. Let's see, we got technology, nice and easy. Nothing else to do here. Our hero leveled up again. He's doing some work. Do I need to give him... Well, there isn't anything else I can do. The reason why I always give my hero the acidic substance is because you always need to have 5 skills in order to start unlocking new skill types. So you have to get this acidic substance if you want your hero to be a governor. So might as well grab it sooner rather than later. Besides, it's not completely useless because you may think that you're locked to just 3 population as the Vodyani, but you'd be wrong in thinking that. Because the moment you level up your system, you're gonna unlock more room for your planets, which will allow you to grow your population even further beyond the initial 3 maximum, which is actually very important as you might imagine. And we'll obviously do just that. And our hero will make use of his newly found extra food ability. In the future. Not right now, but in the future. Alright. Got myself some titanium, I'm gonna get myself some dust, which is nice and lovely. And let's have a quick look, see what planet do I need to explore. This one. Might as well explore the other one while we're at it. No reason not to do that. And the enemy fleet spawned like I mentioned, but we got ourselves extra titanium and extra dust. And if we... Holy balls, this is the best reward I have ever gotten for this quest. It's Palladium. Wow, okay. Palladium, by the way, is one of the strategic resources that is necessary for making really fun ships in the middle game. And I had no idea this quest actually has a chance of giving that to you. It never did. Usually it just gave me something from Era 1, but this time it gave me Palladium. That's really nice, actually. Anyway, I also discovered permanent monsoons and 2 ships that are just placeholder models and texture ships, but that doesn't matter. We're just gonna retreat nice and easy because there's no need to fight. I'd rather keep my scout ship, thank you very much, because it's rather useful as it turns out. I just realized, oh no, never mind. I do have free movement for all ships. By the way, in case you are unaware, there's also a reason why you pretty much have to get rare air forms in any game where you have more than just one constellation. By the way, you set the number of constellations when you start a new game in a setting where constellations, and unique means 1. I don't know why they call it unique instead of 1, but whatever. We're playing in few constellations, which in this case means 2, so we need free movement in order to actually get to anywhere else, unless we want to wait until era 3, where we can gain applied Casimir effect, which will give us an alternative method of traveling between constellations. So in theory you could wait, in practice you probably shouldn't. Also, I never checked what Chang looks like. Chang has a condensable monsoon and 2 steppes and a desert. It's not a bad system for what it's worth, but it's far away and it's not as good as those 2 systems I have over there, so I'm not even gonna bother going in that general direction, thank you very much. Now, as for my arc, what kind of design is it using right now? Let me just double check that, because I have already forgotten. Debo Industry, Dust and Science, and also some extra kinetics. Yeah, I like it. There's nothing I need to change with that. Not right now, anyway. Let's go ahead and end my turn. Sorry for drinking so much, but I really like drinking. Don't take it out of context, by the way. Actually, you can. It's a fact, no matter what... Actually, I wanted to say no matter what kind of drink we're talking about, but that would be a lie. I'm also drink water. If not water, then tea. If not tea, then juice. If not juice, then Coke. And whenever I'm with friends, also, let's be honest, I'm Polish, so I drink lots of vodka too. And that's about that. Also, oh yeah, and I love Korea, and as such I also love makgeolli, but not just because I love Korea. Makgeolli is absolutely delicious. And by the way, I'm not endorsing any alcohols right now. If you need to, first of all, if you're under 18, please don't drink alcohol, and secondly, know your limits, stay within it, as Novaline would say. So don't drink beyond what you know you can handle, alright? Be responsible, be an adult. Because you are an adult if you drink, right? Right, that's how it is. Of course it is. Yeah, of course, that's how it always is. Anyway, let us, for the time being, do I need this wheel ship anymore? I mean, sure, there are some more curiosities to expand, but for the time being, I have very little use of it. And it's kind of stopping my dust production. So I'm just gonna kill it. I'm gonna remake it later in the future. I don't need it right now. Bye! You're useful. Now what I do have is a whole bunch of counters that I could use to destroy those things, those ships, but is there really a reason for it? Actually there is, because it will increase the militaristic party support even further. So let us go ahead and make those ships, because actually, can I show it how the militaristic party gets supported? Militarists, yeah, there we go. Aggressive diplomacy, territory loss, system in danger, militant hero in the first bit. And actually, never mind. Just fighting those ships over there will not increase our militarist support. My bad. But I like killing, so let's go ahead and do it, alright? There's no reason not to kill. There's also no reason to kill, I suppose, but I would rather think about how there's no reason not to kill. So there's that. Okay then, I'm really surprised. Cravers took out the... Actually, it hasn't been that long since they discovered me, and even they will take some time before declaring war on me. In early access, by the way, every AI unit is a warmonger by default and will declare war on you after a certain amount of turns, so it doesn't matter if those are Cravers or any other faction, but Cravers are generally speaking better at war. So, and they're also very powerful in middle and early game because of their overexploitation abilities, so do watch out for that. Anyway, a battle going on. Do we want to watch it? Is the question. I guess you might want to watch it. I'm using short weapons only, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to get as close as humanly possible. And we'll see how well we do. Of course, now you could say that, well, the enemy is also short range, so I could use the Prudent ability. And as such, I'll also recover health from my ships and still be able to fire the enemy, because we both have identical range on our ships. I'm kinda curious how that would turn out, because they probably, yeah, they have, they have kinetic weapons, so they will be able to fire at us before we fire back at them. But if they try to go for the close formation, well then, it's not gonna work out too well for them, and we'll be able to regenerate some health after the end of combat. Let's see if that was a wise choice or not, shall we? I'm kinda curious myself. Like I said, I'm not very frequently using this kind of weapon because I'm really not a fan of it, but maybe, just maybe, it will be useful in super early game. We shall see. Anyway, let's go ahead and skip to action, nice and quick. And we're in middle range, where the enemy can start firing at me, which is all nice and dandy. The enemy will fire a few times, dealing moderately decent, not very impressive amount of damage to my ships. It would be nice if the camera director actually shot my ships. There we go. We can actually see that the damage I take is barely noticeable, mostly because I do have 3 layers of armor on each of my ships. Now, of course, the enemy weapons will gain more power once we get into close range, but once we do get into close range, then obviously my weapons will start firing and they will be really powerful. Now, there are some things blowing up on my ships, I have noticed, but I'm assuming it's nothing or that they bought it. Ouch, that did look painful. Let me drink some more. Oh! I'm glad I did not take a sip because, wow, that looked awesome. Yeah, okay. That show alone was enough to make me like this weapon. Holy! Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay, after complaining about this weapon for so long in the last video, I think I have to take back some of the words I said. I still believe it's the worst weapon out of the 4 we have access to, but looks like in early game against pirates, it's pretty funny. I still think it's not the best weapon, really, but just watching it, that was worth it. I'm really happy I did that. And hey, our ships are at full health because of the tactic we used. Yay! Now, in fact, what I could do is go ahead and destroy the pirates that I'm supposed to destroy because of my faction quest. So let's go ahead and do just that. As for my system, let's go ahead and make the Imperious Bunker to increase the support for the militarist faction. And then work on the industrial infrastructure. And then work on Intergalactic Supermarket and National Museum. And will this be enough to unlock us militaristic party? It might not, actually. It might not. So, let us make 4 more gouges. And then make the other things I mentioned. Sure, it's gonna mean that we'll have less dust, but right now we have more dust than we know what to do with. In fact, I have so much dust I can just outright buy out Intergalactic Supermarket. Which wouldn't be the worst idea ever. It wouldn't be the best, but it wouldn't be the worst. Well, you know what? Why not? It's gonna give us a decent amount of extra dust income. That's a lot of dust we're wasting, though. I don't like wasting so much dust. Let's keep it for future. It will allow us to retrofit ships at will, which is nice. And also, hello there, minor faction. Apparently I have discovered you in the past, but I only just now realized that. So, yeah, as the Vodyani, you have the ability to brainwash a faction instead of the traditional ability to integrate it into your empire. Brainwashing is, by all means, just flat out worse than integrating a faction into your empire, in my honest opinion. And you should, if you ever do it, it's for your faction quest, which you will gain a quest to do that in the future, unfortunately. And as soon as you do that, you gain the ability to raise this faction system, which I highly encourage you to do. Because after you brainwash a faction, an AI can still convert that faction into their own empire. Which is ridiculously stupid, by the way, and I assume it's gonna be changed in the future, because right now it makes no sense whatsoever. However, what I could do is declare war on them. Why would I do something like that? It's very simple. It's because it increases my militaristic support. So I'm gonna do that. I do want and need to unlock my militaristic party as quickly as humanly possible. Thank you very much. Now let's have a quick look at my system and see how it's supporting the military party. Oh no, yeah, right. It hasn't unlocked military parties, so it cannot show us how much it will support it. Because right now we already have support for various systems, various parties rather. We just don't know how much we support different parties that are not unlocked yet. Oh, there we go, a quest to find the academy. So you'll be able to finish it if you explore enough atmospheric curiosities. It's kinda hard to complete this quest actually, in my honest opinion, because, well, by the time you get it, you have probably explored most, if not all, atmospheric curiosities there are. Especially if you like science and you support the scientific party, because exploring curiosities does support your scientific party as well. Let's eat those guys up, because drawing essence, it basically is, well, sucking the lifeblood out of the other factions that you decide to suck the essence up from. So yeah, it's kind of nasty. We are basically space vampires, we're broken lords in space. People wanted broken lords to be back in Endless Space too, and the developers probably didn't want to reintegrate broken lords from Endless Legend because, you know, people would claim that it's repetitive, so they gave us Vodyani instead. That's what it feels like at the very least, and I for one will not complain in the slightest. Nah, I'm really happy with how it turns out to be. Anyway, nothing else to do for this for the time being. I could start sending my fleet towards the Cravers, but the Cravers have large fleets and they have scary fleets. But I have ships that do pretty well against them. Because right now I'm pretty sure they just use kinetics and armor, and I should be able to tear through both of these with relative ease. So yeah, maybe now with that I have 8 ships, I can actually start moving in. Maybe. And in order to do that, I mean, and aside from doing that, I also want to probably... Wait, things happen, what happened? Let's see. Oh, the pirates were killed before I was able to kill them. Well, okay, I guess the Cravers murdered all of them. Fine, I'll take the Hyperium. And that's the quest I was talking about. I can either convert a new manufacturing to learn more about this galaxy, which would be hard because I just declared war on it. Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20. Or alternatively, I can explore 5 ruin-step curiosities, which I just said is kind of difficult to do, but yeah, I did declare war to increase my military support party. My military party support, the other way around. So I'm gonna go for the explore option instead now and hope I'll be able to fulfill this quest at some point in the future. Alrighty then, let's keep moving along then, shall we? You just stay in sync for the time being, and as for you, let's create 2 fleets, because right now my fleet limit is just 4 command points. Select all of the fleets and move them into the sync as well, and then we'll start an assault on the Craver Empire, and it should be pretty fun for... it should be pretty fun, that's what I wanted to say, and that's the end of what I wanted to say. In fact, however, we're about to gain access to Era 2 weapons. So I probably want to stay in Volans and retrofit my ships as soon as I can, because I'll be able to attack the Cravers with much better weapons. And this also gives me time to actually make some leechers in order to attack the ships, the enemy. In fact, I don't want to use this ship design for leecher because it's kind of rubbish. Instead, I'm gonna I'm gonna create a new ship from, let's see, which class? This is not a good class for me. Slayon class, that has 1, 2 support modules, not very good. And you have 1, 2, go away. You have 1, 2, 3 support modules, so that's a little bit better. So I can give this ship an engine and 2 essence drawing modules. So it will be a leecher of sorts, but it's gonna be a better leecher. Because it's actually capable of moving fast to its destination, and leeches generally do need to move fast to its destination, so there's that. Alrighty then, let's go ahead and queue up, let's say, 4 of better leeches for the time being. And I'll move them into Crevice territory as soon as I send my main fleet into the Crevice territory. And I'll start sucking everything that I could possibly... I just realized how this can be taken out of context, so... Yeah, I have a dirty mind, I'm sorry. Let's just forget what I said, alright? Let's just forget it. I'm really sad that I realized what I said, however, because it would have been more hilarious if I didn't. Also, why did you move? I did tell you to stop at Volantis, not to keep moving, you stupid bastard. Whatever. Meanwhile, my leecher is being attacked by the enemy ships, so let's just have a quick look what kind of weaponry they're using, and they're all using kinetics, that's good to know. I'm just gonna retreat from that battle, thank you very much, because there is no need for me to stay there. And we'll find some other target to either draw the life essence from, or to, I don't know, explore or something. Exploration, yeah, it's fun, but I like killing more. Let's end the turn again. There is still no militaristic party unlocked that I noticed. Go away, National Museum. I want more militaristic party support. And actually, before I make National Museum, I care more about interplanetary transport than I care about the National Museum. Although National Museum is almost done, so I might as well leave that over there. You this you guard a system for the time being, just so that you don't annoy me with your notification that you have nothing to do. I still have not unlocked the military party support, come on! Now I could declare war, but I'm pretty sure that's not gonna do it for me. I don't think this would be what it takes to unlock the military party. Besides, the Cravers will declare the war on me instead, and this will be fun, to have them declare war on me and then to murder them brutally. At least that's my definition of fun. I know I'm a twisted individual, so please don't judge. Anyway, first, 4 more gouges maybe? No, I'm about to be in a new era. Wait a second, I think I am in a new era. That quest has failed, yes. You're about to declare war on me, yes. And, oh yeah, 2 turns until I'm in new era. So I might as well wait for the time being, before making more ships, because then I'll be able to make good ships instantly. You this have leveled up to the next level, good. Now I have access to more abilities from other regions, but that will have to wait until this hero levels up again. I still only have 1 political party, I want more! But I don't have more at this point in time, and... no, I thought that is the Cravers that are sending a big army to me, but that's just my own ship that is going somewhere. I don't know where, it's just going there. Alrighty then, let's end the turn again, let's drink some more water again. I know I'm repeating myself, but there we go, a new hero unlocked. That's nice, I was waiting for that ever so slightly. So, go away, go away, go away. So, we have a new hero, and we have 2 Guardians and an Overseer. I'm definitely gonna use a Guardian, because Guardians have the best ships that you can possibly have on a hero, and they're very useful for my middle game plan. But I'll explain that a little bit later. What kind of hero I want this to be? I don't want it to be a religious leader, because we already have one, so instead I'm gonna hire an ecologist, even though he's not really useful for me. But at least he's not a religious leader, so let's grab him. I'm really annoyed we didn't get a military leader! But then again, I suppose my playthrough has been so incredibly lucky so far, it will be really, just ridiculous of me to ask for anything more, really, at this point in time. So let's go ahead and assign our hero, but before we do that, let's inspect him and modify his weapons ever so slightly. In fact, let's not do that, because in the next turn, I'll reach era 2, and then I'll be able to modify his weapons even further, but make them actually good. And then, while we can, let's go ahead and meta a ship. No need to watch it, we're just gonna meta it I cannot speak, what's up with me? Really quickly, and I'm gonna use the close strategy so that I can gain extra experience after this battle is done. Not that I'm gonna get much experience from this battle anyway, but still getting some experience is nice nevertheless. Did I take any damage? No? Well then, that happened. My hero is unlocked, yes I know. You have discovered a system that has 2 colonizable planets already on its own, and it has a swamp and a jungle. Both are easy to colonize. This system will be amazing in the future, if we ever get that far along in this game. We probably will actually, now that I think about it. But we will see if that is or is not the case. Either way, I have discovered my 3rd system, and that's gonna be it. And in fact, it might even house my main mothership. Because that system over there is better than any other system we have, because we can potentially have 4 planets colonized in there at once. And my mothership is the ship that has the most powerful empire-wide improvements unlocked, like the Nakura University and Intergalactic Supermarket. So there is that. Okay. More ships done. Let's have you at the Volans. Wait at Volans for me. And you're gonna sleep, because that's all I want you to do. Let's end the 10. Still no militaristic party, which makes me really annoyed, because it means that we'll have to wait until 10:30 to actually use the militaristic party, and my side really relies on having the support for the militaristic party. So that is really unfortunate, but like I said, this playthrough has been just a show of how good can you start to be, and it has been ridiculously good so far. Now usually I unlock militaristic party much faster, because usually I also discover a competitor faster than I did in this playthrough, which allows me to start an early war much faster and whatever. Did you really unlock militaristic party at 10 after the election? Okay, now the game is trolling me, but I deserved it. Everything went way too well for me, and hello, there's an actual fight. It's saying I wanted to attack the system because the enemy started making a foothold in there, which I don't want to be the case. And also there is another fleet over here that I don't know where it came from. Where is the battle? The battle is taking place at Sing. Alright then. So I can retrofit my ships at Volans before the enemy does anything. So let's do that real quick before I end this video. So for the gouges, let's first check what kind of ships the enemy is using. They're still using the basic slicers and basic slicers, so let's just wreck the enemy in a really ridiculous way with the weapons that I claimed are awful. And with the kind of armor that will stop any kind of bullet that tries to penetrate it. Nice, apply the changes to design. As for rank, we don't need to make any changes over there. Better Leecher, we cannot improve in any way, shape or form. Actually, I might as well retrofit rank. Well, I still remember to do so. There you go. Now you're nice and tough whenever I will need to make you. And as for the arc ships, well, there's no need to retrofit that now, is there? There is, however, I need to retrofit my hero's ship, so let's do that real quick and give him some powerful weapons. So first of all, on the side, as the side against, I want him to have the ultra-dense slacks. Why? Because I'll probably keep the ship in more or less the same shape until mid-game, which we are getting closer and closer to. And then I want this guy to be able to shoot down incoming missiles relatively well, so these guns will do just that. As for the main battery, it's gonna be a laser battery, because I want this guy to also be able to engage the enemy at long distance with something that cannot be shot down by the Kratos kinetics, and lasers cannot be shot down by kinetics. Also, I want you to have a bit more defense from the enemy, so go away dear shield, you're not very useful against kinetics anyway. Go away engine, I don't need you, but please, I would really welcome extra armor on you. Nice and easy, that costed us some dust, but now the ship is much more powerful and it can attack the enemy, which we will do in the next video. In this video, we're just gonna see this fight carry out. So the enemy is gonna get close to us anyway, so I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time and go for a prudent battle plan. Thank you very much. Let's start a fight. Now, we're not gonna do as well in this fight as... No, I didn't watch it! I wanted to watch the awesomeness. Oh well. That's annoying. That's really sad. I really hate myself right now. And on that note, I don't believe we can end this video in any better way. Ladies and gentlemen, it was PANCZASU, also known as the Mighty Mix Spammer. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you online.